Your Christmas or Mine is a 2022 film directed by Jim O'Hanlon. It's written by Tom Parry and it stars Asa Butterfield as James and Cora Kirk as Hayley. And it's fine. I didn't enjoy it, and there are a couple of reasons why. But in general, if it sounds like a narrative that might appeal to you, then I'd say check it out. You might like it, but personally, I didn't really care for it. Hayley and James are both dating. They're also going home for the holidays. And this is where I lost a lot of respect for both of the characters. And this is in the opening scene. They're both going on their trains to go home, and they both decide to go onto the other person's train, which, first of all, is exceptionally unrealistic. Getting a train during what is clearly rush hour and you don't have a ticket for that train, I'm not buying it. But that wasn't my issue. I overlooked that. It's absolutely fine. But they decide to go on the other person's train to go to their house for Christmas to surprise them. I have two issues with this. One, don't invite yourself to somebody's house for Christmas because you've no idea how their family will react. Two, they had both made plans to go home for the holidays and they decided on a whim to just let their family down, neglect their family plans, and go to the other person's house, which is exceptionally rude. And particularly with Hayley, her family had signs saying, "Welcome home, Hayley." They were clearly looking forward to her coming home, and she just thought, no, screw it, my family doesn't matter. I'll go to this other person's family. I've not been dating him for that long. His family doesn't even know about me. She's not aware of that, but we find that out pretty quickly. And they haven't invited me. I'll just show up on the door and assume I can stay there. So I actually had a significant amount of disrespect for various reasons for both of the characters from the very beginning. And of course, they both go to each other's houses expecting the other person to be there. And it's all about them getting to know that person through their families. And they have very different home lives. In case you decide to watch it, I won't say too much about the family lives, but they have very different families. And I will admit, that's probably a really interesting way to get to know somebody. Based on this, I wouldn't recommend it, but that's certainly a way to dive in at the deep end and find out about somebody in their home life and their family life. However, both of their families, both of their home lives were really irritating. I found both sets of families. Again, I won't talk too much about them. I don't want to spoil it, but I really hated both of them. I found one of them to be really irritating. I found one of them to be very arrogant, and I didn't like either of them. And because I lost respect for both of the protagonists in the opening scene, it meant that I hated a lot of the characters. Some of them I just found to be quite boring. And the actual specifics of the narrative, not interesting at all. The only thing about this I enjoyed is the snow. We have a lot of snowy scenes, really beautiful, very atmospheric. I absolutely loved the snow. Everything else, the characters, the specifics of the narrative, I kind of hated it all. So I didn't enjoy it. And honestly, unless it sounds like something that would really, really appeal to you, or you like some of the cast, the performances are fine. I have no issues with any of the acting. If any of the cast are drawing you to this, then fine, check it out for their performances. But the actual story is boring and a little bit ridiculous, and you can't go on the train you don't have a ticket for. I know it's such a small thing, but if we are having issues with believability in the opening scene, and in that opening scene the characters are very disrespectful to their own families, I'm not buying the rest of the narrative. That's not to say I didn't go in with an open mind. I did. I tried to move past those things, but it wasn't easy. And then you throw in a dull narrative and very unlikable characters. It doesn't really have anything to offer for me apart from snow. But I did like the snow. It was very beautiful. Your Christmas or Mine is not a good film. I found it pretty much irritating all of the way through. The performances are okay. The snow is gorgeous. In general, I don't recommend it, but if there's something about it that might appeal to you, check it out, but I certainly wouldn't be watching it again.